Hi everyone, my name is Nathan Doherty, and today I will be giving a presentation on the history of Linux. Before we jump in, we first have to define what Linux is. Linux is an open source operating system kernel that serves as a foundation for a wide range of operating systems known as distributions or distros. Unlike proprietary operating systems like Windows or Mac OS, Linux is freely available for anyone to use, modify, and distribute under the GNU General Public License. Linux is highly customizable and has gained popularity for its stability, security, and robustness, making it a favorite among developers, sysadmins, and tech enthusiasts alike. Where it all started. The birth of Linux is a very interesting story. In 1991, Linus Torvalds, a Finnish student at University of Helsinki, embarked on a personal project to create a new operating system kernel as a hobby. Torvalds' initial motivation was to create a Unix-like operating system that could run on his personal computer, utilizing the power of the 386 processor. Torvalds released the first version of Linux, kernel, version 0.01, on September 17, 1991, posting it to the Usenet newsgroup comp.os.minix. Next, we'll talk about the developmental milestones of Linux. Since its humble beginnings, Linux has undergone significant developmental milestones, driven by the collaborative efforts of thousands of developers worldwide. In 1992, the first complete Linux distribution, Slackware, was released, laying the groundwork for future distributions. The establishment of Linux kernel mailing list in 1993 facilitated communication and collaboration among developers, leading to rapid improvements and updates. In 2001, the release of Linux 2.4 kernel marked a major milestone with improvements in scalability, performance, and hardware support. In 2011, Linux kernel version 3.0 was introduced, continuing the trend of new features and optimizations, particularly in hardware support and performance. Ever since then, Linux has continued to evolve and is rapidly gaining even more popularity. As we can see on the graph to our picture on our left, Linux powered the top 500 supercomputers in 2017 and was also bought by IBM in 2019. Now we must talk about the rise of open source. Linux played a pivotal role in popularizing the concept of open source software, where the source code is freely available for anyone to use, modify, and distribute. For the time, this was something wildly different from what was common to our society and is still rather odd in modern day time. The GNU Linux operating system, combining the Linux kernel with GNU software, exemplified the principles of free software advocated by the Free Software Foundation. The open source model fostered innovation, collaboration, and transparency, attracting developers, businesses, and governments to embrace open source solutions. For myself, as I play a good amount of video games, some of the mods or add-ons that you will download might be open source, as they are created by small independent developers who also wanted make it out in the public and allow others to contribute. And as you can see, this ideology is gaining a lot of traction, especially in recent years. On our right, you can see in 2021, a whopping $4 billion was put into open source venture funding and deals. Now let's talk about key contributors for Linux. Throughout its history, Linux has been shaped by the contributions of a diverse community of developers, organizations, and enthusiasts worldwide. You don't have to have a major standing at Intel or NVIDIA to contribute to Linux. Linus Torvalds, the original creator of Linux, provided leadership and guidance, overseeing the kernel's development and fostering a culture of collaboration. Richard Stallman and the Free Software Foundation championed the principles of free software, laying the philosophical foundation for the open source movement. Companies like Red Hat, Canonical, and SUSE have played instrumental roles in commercializing Linux and providing enterprise-grade support and services. As you can see on our left here is the top 10 contributors to Linux kernel since version 2.6.36. And as you can see in the number one spot is over 11,000 contributors who didn't belong to any major company, but still had the intelligence and the initiative to contribute to something that helped general society just function. And of course, below them is Red Hat, a major contributor to open source, and then Intel, and the list goes on. Next, we'll talk about Linux in the enterprise. Linux reliability, security, and scalability have made it a preferred choice for enterprise environments, powering servers, supercomputers, and embedded systems. Major corporations, including Google, Amazon, and Facebook, rely on Linux to run their infrastructure, handle massive workloads, and deliver services to millions of users worldwide. So the main reason that you are able to either purchase something on Amazon, maybe scroll on Facebook, or just look something up on Google is due to Linux and the open source ideology. Linux distributions like CentOS, Ubuntu Server, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux, otherwise known as RHEL, offer robust solutions for server deployments, cloud computing, and virtualization. Once again, if you look on our right, we have some major companies that use Linux. Some notable ones for myself, at least, are major tech giants such as Dell, HP, AMD, and then not as much tech related, but Verizon. Some of you might use Verizon just to, go on your phone and search the internet at whenever you'd like. Linux in the modern world is truly revolutionary. Today, Linux is ubiquitous, powering a wide range of devices and systems across various industries and sectors. Android, the world's most popular mobile operating system, is built on Linux kernel, dominating the smartphone market with its versatility and flexibility. Linux dominates the server market with a majority share of web servers, cloud computing platforms, and high-performance computing clusters. Linux is also prevalent in embedded systems, IoT devices, networking equipment, and scientific research, showcasing its versatility and adaptability. Once again, if you take a look on our right, we have the distribution of Linux-powered websites by global ranking, and a whopping 49.4% of the top 1,000 websites are powered by Linux, which is a staggering number. Looking ahead and final thoughts. Looking ahead, Linux continues to evolve and adapt to the changing landscape of technology, with innovations in areas like containers, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence. In conclusion, the history of Linux is a testament to the power of collaboration, innovation, and the open source ethos. As we continue to embrace the possibilities of technology, Linux will undoubtedly remain a cornerstone of the digital world. And I myself one day hope to partake in that. I don't know which way that might look like, but just the idea of Linux has been something truly mind-boggling for me. I just thank you all for your time today and listening to me talk about Linux. I learned a lot from this research process and hope that you were able to gain something from my presentation. I look forward to your questions, and for my references, they will be either in the description of this YouTube video or I will have it linked to the MyFire post. Thank you all so much.